Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how I make my simple applesauce. Now this video is primarily for the Facebook Pressure Cooker Healthy Eating and Weight Loss Challenge group. For those that are interested, the challenge starts on November 16th, 2015 and will go through May 17th, 2016. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just how I make my applesauce. So you're going to need a bunch of applesauce, a bunch of apples. You're going to need a cup of apple juice. You can use water, but I think the apple juice gives it more flavor. And I try to go with one that's no sugar added. So if you can see for this is just, the ingredients is just apple juice. So I like that. And then you're going to need a way to peel and core your apples. You're also going to need a pressure cooker. So on Mondays, for those that are interested, we have Meal Planning Mondays on Facebook. And so I figured I would upload this video for people that are looking for ideas. So I'm going to get all these washed up and then prepared, and I'll come back. You know, I just realized that some of you may not know how the apple peeler core works. So this is what it looks like, and it has 3 prongs right there. And then it has the cutter and the blade. So I'm going to show you how it works. I'm going to put an apple on there for you. Okay, so you take your apple and you put it in like this. Oh, before I go, you have this little latch right here, and this is how it moves up and down when you unlock it. So now it's locked. Okay, so you take your apple where it has this piece here in the middle and you shove it on there like that, and then you just turn it. Now I have something to catch it, but I'm just going to let it go all over my counter so you can see how it works. Okay, so then it peels it. Now I just go and just cut a little bit off. Then you take this piece off. Then you unlock it and pull it back. So I'll do one more. I'm going to put it in the middle. Now sometimes this piece has a habit of moving, so sometimes you have to readjust that. Okay, so I got it locked. And go all the way through. This is what they look like. Ooh, this is what they look like. Pull it off. And pull it back. Okay, that's how it works. I'll come back as soon as I have them all done. Okay, we're back. So with the exception of these 5 apples, I got everything else in. So for my pot, my max line is right here. You probably can't see, but it's right here. But this is going to cook down. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in my pot, and to that I'm going to add the 1 cup of apple juice. And then I'm going to set my Instant Pot, and I'll show you. Oh, before I forget, the one thing I want to show you, on the back of my pot, it has that piece right there. So what I had to do is I just had to move some of the apples where that piece goes, so the top will fit on nicely. So I'm going to put the top on. That's just a clip. And so here, if I get out the light. So here is where it is set to vent, and this way is closed. So this way is to vent, this way is to close. Okay, so now I'm going to set it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit manual. It's already on high pressure, so I'm going to keep it there. But I don't want 30 minutes. I just want 4 minutes. And that's it. Now, the 4 minutes is once it comes to pressure. So, this might take about 20 minutes to come to pressure, to cook, and then go down to pressure. Okay, so we'll come back after it's done. Okay, so it just buzzed 3 minutes ago to let me know it's ready. But, as you can see, this little knob is still not pressed down. So I'm going to do what's known as natural release. So I'm not going to release it. I'm going to leave it as is. And when this button goes down, then it'll be ready to open. Now the reason I do this is because if I vent it, it's going to spew apple juice all over the place since it was so close. Okay, so once the knob goes down, we'll be back. Okay, we're back again, and the button went down, so let's see what we have. And I already released the pressure, so Hopefully I won't get steam in the camera. I'll go away. That way. Okay, so now you can use a blender, but I have an immersion blender. So I'm going to start blending it up. Now I like to leave a couple of chunks in mine. But do you see how much it shrunk down? I only have like half the pan. I think that's it. I think that's how I like mine. So now I'm going to put it up and then... Okay, so these are half pint jars that I got from Walmart. They're about $9, and half pint jars are usually about a cup. So what I do is I have my canning supplies, and so I'm going to show you how I do it. Now I'm going to freeze these because I didn't use any sugar, and sugar acts as a preservative, so they're not going to last as long. So I have to put them in the freezer. So from what I'm reading or what I found on the internet, it lasts about a week in the refrigerator and about 6 months if you put it in the freezer. So that's why I like to freeze it, and then I just take it out when I want it. So I'm gonna put these up, and I'm curious to see how many I get with all those apples. So let's recap what we did. So we had the apples, and then we peeled them, cored them, then we put them in the pressure cooker, and we set the pressure cooker to 4 minutes. We added a cup of apple juice, and we set it on high pressure. We let it natural release, therefore we don't get a bunch of mess all over the place. Once the pressure came down, we took the immersion blender and we blended up to the consistency that we like. We did not add any ingredients to it, we just did it natural. And so now I am putting it in the jars, and then I'm going to put the jars in the freezer except for one. So I think I almost have it done, what I'm going to get out of this. So I got one more. So it looks like I'm going to get about 11 half-pint jars of applesauce from the apples that we made. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to comment. So that's it. So these are the lids. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put these in the freezer just yet because they're still hot. Now, for your jars, so let me just talk about how to prepare the jars. I don't want to get too into it because this is not a canning video. You will have to wash your jars in hot soapy water. I actually sterilize my jars. I did that in boiling water, but you can also put them in a dishwasher on a hot cycle and then leave them until you are ready to use them. Now I do know, I think they said that you could also sterilize them in the oven. So, and the reason why I'm doing that is, like I said, because we didn't add any preservative to it. So hopefully if I don't start with any germs, then there won't be any germs in there. So, and it'll last longer. So I'm only putting these finger tight for now because I'll tighten them once, once they've cooled down and before I put them in the freezer. So now, actually the full time took about an hour between the warm-up time, the cook time, and the release time. Yeah, it did come to about an hour. So there you go. 11 jars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 11 jars of applesauce, and that was easy. Okay? Thanks.